Welcome back to TommyBoxing and Brandrisk 15. My, oh my. A lot of ups and downs, but tends to happen with these types of events. We got a lot to talk about, so without further ado, let's just get into it.
Your winner by unanimous decision, Tommy! Oh, let's go, Tommy!
I wasn't able to watch the whole card. I watched most of it, but it was my son's first birthday party, so you know I was enjoying my time with my family. So, but for what I did watch, it was a pretty fun card. It was really fun. Aiden, I will give him a lot of credit. He has a really good job of balancing it out of chaos and also skill with these fighters that he puts on, and he's also really good with the pace. Like it was bam, 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 bam. Like he was going through it, maybe like a 10-minute intermission in between every fight, give or take. But it was just so you know those fighters can get ready, let them know, and then they start walking out. A lot of things happened. We're gonna go in order. I missed this fight. This is the fight I wanted to see. AP versus Anthony Taylor. AP won via decision, but AT got a knockdown in round one, so it's a 10-8 there. And then, you know, AT did retire. But who knows what he's going to do next. Maybe he does do MMA, or maybe he goes to RAF. I don't know. I really don't know what what Anthony Taylor's going to do, but he's had a great crossover career, really made a name for himself, turned nothing into something, and a very huge opportunist, so, you know, enjoy the sunset. Next, we have Gabe Silva and then Kimbo Slice Jr. That was actually an impromptu, like, legacy fight. Like, I feel like that should have been promoted a little more as, like, hey, legacies, sons of great fighters. Gabe did almost lose. He got rocked in that first round, but, you know, he got it back, got the WKO in round two. Kodiak Red versus Jeremy Smith. We had one of the Island Boys fighting a dwarf, and oh my god, that is so embarrassing. Getting absolute ragdolled and rocked by a guy who's 4'6", and then the Kodiak was having, he was like, oh, he's just so much shorter. That's why you chose him, because he was a dwarf, but you couldn't. He's like, oh, it's hard to hit him. You could have hit him, but you're weak and sad. Oh my god. And then he was trying to come, oh, you know, it's and the crowd was booing him so hard. You know, good. He's such a loser. Absolute loser. I'd love to fight him. I would love to fight any of the Island Boys. I would sweep them under the rug. That's a warm-up for the fight, honestly. Absolute jokes of people, and I'm glad he got embarrassed. Then we had this heated rivalry against Julian Newman and 30. So I didn't know about all of this stuff going on until this fight was happening, but last time I made the video, I didn't know this. Julian Newman's sister, was it Jada or Jaden? Jaden Newman had her tapes leaked, and it was this whole thing. And I was like, oh my god. And then I went down the rabbit hole, and it was like the dad was promoting it, the brother's promoting it. They make jokes about it. They're, like, in a way proud of it. And both of them were supposed to be, like, I guess they were up-and-coming, like, prospects, great players in basketball. Like, I'm not a big, like, sports guy beyond boxing, so I couldn't tell you, like, how hyped they were. But I knew they had some hype about them because they were also coming up with the Lonzo brothers. I know LaMelo, or not Lonzo brothers, the Ball brothers. So I could see that why as well. And, yeah, fall from grace for sure. I mean, not saying Brandrisk is a fall, but, I mean, if you're supposed to be on, like, this echelon, then one of them has tapes leaked and the other one's supporting it, telling them to make it OnlyFans. It's crazy work. Crazy. But this was a good fight. This was a really good fight. I was rooting for 30 just because I don't like Julian Newman at all, but he gets the W. Julian in round one was trying to figure out his range. He wanted to stand in Bane, but that comes with the novice portion of influencer boxing. You don't realize he has a lot of range, and Julian was a lot shorter, had a lot shorter range. But when 30 did use his 1-2 at range, perfect. Loved it. Butter on toast, perfection. Loved it. And honestly, if he stayed consistent with that when he was teeing him. He caught him a few times, rocked him with that, starting with that jab, and then coming over with some. He could have won the fight and probably could have stopped him, but, you know, Newman, you know, pushed through. He was gassed. Newman was gassed in the third round. Newman got that first round. Second round was 30. Third round was Newman, and Newman was gassed. Julian was gassed in that third round, and 30 could have capitalized it because out of the two, it looked like 30 was more fresh, and I don't know, maybe he wasn't though, because Julian was gassed. He was gassed real bad, but, you know, he pushed through. He took that moment, made sure he win that fight, and, you know, props to him. And now he's, what, 3-0 in Brandrisk, or 3-0 in boxing in general. But then after all that great lead up with the Kodiak fight and then the Newman fight, you get Bob Menery and YK Osiris. Now, this fight I was excited for, but Bob Menery fashion. He ruins it for everyone except himself. Like the first minute, YK, starts piecing him up, right? And then he starts throwing bombs, and then Bob goes down, right? Bam, it's going to be a 10 count. But then YK Osiris throws one more punch in his ribs, I believe, while he's on the ground in like a possum fetal position, and then it calls for a timeout, and he gives Bob time to recover, and then Bob is throwing this huge little girl hissy fit of, hey, he hit me down, he should be disqualified, blah, 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 and he's arguing with the ref for like 5 minutes. It turns into this whole thing. He's like, oh my God, it should be DQ. No, the ref did the right thing. Count the knockdown, but take a point off for YK Osiris. Bob keeps going back and forth like he knows the fight. And then eventually, after like 5 minutes, waves it off. The ref waves it off, and since it was in the first round, nothing happened. It's scored a no contest, and Aiden, everyone in that place was pissed. You know how pissed they were? I was going through the socials trying to recap everything. The only thing you saw out of that fight was the post-fight speech from YK Osiris, and then like the walkouts. There was no clips of it or anything like that. They did not want to give Bob any type of clout or shining stuff like that. Fair enough. Aiden was pissed the whole time that was happening. I've never heard Aiden so pissed in my life. He was more pissed with this than he was with Adam 22. Honestly, composure wise, he's probably super pissed behind the scenes. Oh my goodness. They should do Bob Menery versus Adam 22. The biggest wimps of the influencer scene fight. Nothing would happen in that fight, but it'd be funny, because they would talk all tough and stuff like that. So yeah, man, that was a rough one, and that really put a damper on the card, honestly. Then we had the co-main event. Larry Wheels and Vitaly go against each other. Vitaly, I knew Larry was gonna clean sweep him, beat him up, and that's what happened. Vitaly came out all spastic, but then Larry stayed composed. Staying right here. 1, 2. Keep it basic. Keep it simple. He starts beating up Vitaly, and he gets a knockdown. He starts getting him down because Larry's big boy. What has happened then afterward? Larry tears his bicep in the first round after beating up Vitaly during that count, and then you see it. It looked like a pimple. Oh, so gross. It was rough to watch. Larry was a good sport about it. He was like, oh my God. He was pissed, but he's like, hey man, I can't. He definitely shouldn't. He was like, hey ref, like this, I'm done. Like I can't. Going to be a long road to recovery, and that's really, really sad, because then that fight was also a no contest because Larry's bicep in that fight would have been great. And you know what? That wasn't anyone's fault. It's just a freak accident. And then we get to the main event. This main event I was so excited for. I believe that FaZe Temperr was going to win, obliterate Austin, because of the size difference. Because I didn't watch any of the lead-ups or anything like that, but I didn't watch any lead-ups, but Temperr's a big boy. He is a big boy. In my head, I'm like, oh, he's cutting weight. He's getting to fight shape. Austin's probably just walking around like, he hasn't probably been in shape, but when they did the walkouts, when they were walking out for this fight, Austin looked good at 185. I was like, oh, wow, he really filled in well to this weight class. He looks in shape. He had muscle. He had mass. He didn't look like a chubby 185. Like, he looked in shape. So, fair enough to him. Good back and forth initially. Temperr was laying on him, got him a little bit, and then, oh my God. In the clinch, Austin throws a counter two straight from the depths of hell, throws it right on the chin of FaZe Temperr, knocks him out cold. That was devastating. That was one of the scariest knockouts I've ever seen. I feel real bad for FaZe Temperr because he keeps getting rocked all the time. But this is what I said in my other video. Misfits need to stop handing out their guys because it's 1 KO and their stock drops. But man, oh man, Austin McBroom, way to come back after the back-to-back losses to Nissan Gibb. He comes back with that KO. Maybe they'll do another different weight. Maybe it won't be at the 55. It'll be at maybe 70. Then post-fight, we get the drunk Bryce Hall in the ring saying, let's run it back, da-da-da-da-da. And they want to do that rematch on Brandrisk. But yeah, I don't know what to do with Temperr next. I don't think he should box anymore. I really don't. I like him a lot. If you want him, I think he could be good on commentary or something like that, but he has to retire. He's not going pro with it, you know what I mean? All the knockouts he's been through, and he has a family, man, like, it's not worth it. It really isn't, just hand it up. Be with your family, man. If you're getting that many knockouts, that's a lot of damage on your life. That's years off your life. He probably has 5 to 10 years off his life already with all the knockouts he's been through, and it's sad. It really is. I think Temperr should hand it up no more. Austin, I can't wait to see next. Way to come back. Way to come back to the scene. Make a statement. That's what we love to see. We love statements. Brandrisk 15, Aiden Ross did it again. A lot of craziness, a lot of BS stuff happens, but that's what makes Brandrisk a little special. Is you don't know really what's going to happen, but we're here for it every time. I loved it. Hopefully you guys too. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section below about Brandrisk 15. Were the fights good? Was the rollout good? What'd you think about it? Let's talk about it in the comments. Leave a like, share, subscribe, all of that good stuff, and I'll see you guys in the next one.